Jamie Carragher has never been shy about sharing his views on Liverpool's transfer business, and Alexander Isak's record-breaking move to Anfield has caught his attention. The Swede had been linked with a move to Liverpool for months, and on deadline day Liverpool secured the striker's services for a £125 million deal. Now Carragher has offered his take on the deal, and his comments have added another layer to the ongoing debate surrounding Liverpool's transfer strategy. Let's break this down in today's video, along with all the other Liverpool news from the last 24 hours. There is so much to discuss in today's video, so be sure to like the video and subscribe to the channel for daily Liverpool content. But first, Harvey Elliott has shared an emotional farewell message following his departure from Liverpool, explaining he has joined Aston Villa for the opportunity to play. Elliott had been expected to leave Liverpool throughout the transfer window, but a move to Aston Villa was not considered until deadline day. The 22-year-old attracted interest from RB Leipzig and held exploratory talks with Tottenham, but he has instead joined Unai Emery's side on an initial loan deal. That will become permanent if Elliott makes 10 appearances, meaning he is almost certain to become a Villa player for £35 million next summer. While Liverpool retain a buyback clause, their willingness to sanction the midfielder's exit comes after facing the reality that he simply wouldn't be given the game time he needs by Arne Slot. That was central to Elliott's choice, with the boyhood Liverpool supporter explaining as much in his farewell to fans. "When I joined Liverpool in 2019, it was a dream come true for me and my family," he wrote on Instagram. "As a young child, I travelled the world supporting the team as a fan, and words will never be able to explain the feeling I had when I pulled on that famous red shirt for the first time as a player. Over the course of the last 6 years, I've experienced so much and grown from a young 16-year-old boy into a man during my time at the club. Growing up, I could never have imagined that I'd go on to play 150 games for my boyhood team, winning 7 major trophies and culminating in being part of the squad to have won the Premier League last season with such a special group. Thank you to everybody at the club for welcoming me from the very first day I arrived, and for looking after me ever since. Thank you to the board and Jurgen Klopp for helping me live my dream of becoming a Liverpool player. To Arne Slot, all of the coaches and staff who have helped me along the way, and of course my teammates. It's been a privilege to play with you all, and I feel lucky to have made so many lifelong friends along the way. To the incredible Liverpool fans, thank you for making me one of your own, and for always supporting me through both good and tough times. I'll always cherish the bond we have together. I will always have Liverpool in my heart. It's now time for a new challenge. I am incredibly ambitious and feel that at this stage of my career, it's important to be in an environment where I'm able to have the opportunity to play and progress as much as possible. Thank you all for everything. See you soon. You'll never walk alone." Now Jamie Carragher has made his thoughts on the Isak transfer known. Jamie Carragher has admitted he has one concern about Alexander Isak following his deadline day arrival from Newcastle. The Reds paid a British record £125 million to secure Isak's services and end a transfer saga that dominated the window. Having scored 54 goals in 86 Premier League matches, there are no worries about Isak's proficiency in front of goal, but Carragher has revealed he is wary of the player's injury record. While the 25-year-old played 42 games for Newcastle last season, he missed 2 spells with a groin issue in the previous campaign and was forced to sit out nearly 4 months in 2022/23 due to a thigh injury. Asked whether that is a concern, Carragher replied, "Yeah, I think so. I think it was his first season more than any at Newcastle, where he missed quite a few games that season. It's difficult for anybody to replicate what Liverpool had a few years ago. They used to have Salah, Firmino and Mane, and they played every game. They never got injured. But hopefully, when you look at the injury situation at Liverpool last season, that improved a lot under Arne Slot from what we'd seen before under Jurgen Klopp. So hopefully as we're going about things on the training pitch, we'll help Isak in that situation, because when you pay that type of money, you want that played on the pitch 9 times up to 10. Liverpool spent roughly £450 million on transfers this summer, which has inevitably drawn criticism from rival supporters. But Carragher was keen to point out that this is an exception to the rule when it comes to the club's policy in the market. I think a lot has been made about how much Liverpool have spent, and rightly so, in this window. But it hasn't been the norm in the past, the ex-defender told Sky Sports. I think Liverpool supporters have been frustrated at different times, and it's felt like other teams were splashing the cash and breaking transfer records, and that's what Liverpool have done twice in this window. So yes, it is exciting to think that Liverpool are buying such a ready-made world-class player in Isak rather than turning into world-class players. It's just interesting to see now how the manager fits everybody in. Yeah, it's going to be quite a good dilemma. On that dilemma, Carragher feels it will be the free-scoring Hugo Ekitike that might lose out following Isak's signature. I think Mohamed Salah starts on the right wing. I think Isak plays centre forward now. I think Florian Wirtz will play in that number 10 position, the pundit said, when asked what Liverpool's first choice 11 looks like now. The left wing is maybe up for grabs a little bit with Gakpo, young Rio, maybe Ekitike can play there as well, and also fill in for Isak. Maybe at times we'll see a front two employed by the manager because Wirtz can play from the left as well. So I think he's got a lot more options on the left, and I think we'll see a lot more rotation in that position than the other front four positions. In other news, Mark Guehi's proposed £35 million move to Liverpool broke down at the very end of deadline day with claims his Crystal Palace manager threatened to walk. Guehi had undergone a medical at Liverpool's offices in London and was poised to travel up to Merseyside with club officials on Monday evening. But after agreeing a £35 million deal for their captain earlier in the day, Crystal Palace dramatically pulled out, having failed to land a replacement. According to TalkSport's Alex Crook, Palace manager Oliver Glasner threatened to resign if Guehi was sold during heated talks with chairman Steve Parish. Crook cited sources close to Guehi himself, while Glasner had made it clear earlier in the week that he felt Palace could not allow the 25-year-old to move so late in the window. From my side, it's now Friday and the window closes on Monday. He has to stay. He told reporters in his press conference ahead of Sunday's 3-0 win at Aston Villa. He has to because it's not possible, I think, at the moment to find a Mark Guehi replacement who can play straight in the Premier League, being a starter for Crystal Palace, being consistent. When we see our foundation of the success we've had in the last few months, it's our defence. Mark is a crucial part, he's the captain, English international, and has the most experience. Getting the right replacement in now, I think, is almost impossible. Palace had pursued a number of targets to possibly replace Guehi, but they were either unable to agree a deal, or in the case of Brazilian defender Igor Julio, were turned down. Igor instead opted to join West Ham on a season-long loan from Brighton, with Palace also failing in moves for Manuel Akanji, Mohamed Salisu, and Liverpool's own Joe Gomez. But that is all for today's video. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, please drop a like on the video and subscribe to the channel for daily Liverpool content. We post all the latest Liverpool news every day, so join our fast-growing community so you never miss out. Thank you. I'll see you in the next video.